What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to another gun guide. This is the series where I go into great detail with all of the stats as well as some excellent attachment combinations for every gun in Black Ops 6. And in today's episode, we're going to be covering the second of these Season 5 weapons. This is the PML 5.56 LMG. And starting it off as always, let's get into our damage profile, and with this gun, it's going to be a 4 to 5 shot kill, depending on the range. Whereas with headshots, in the maximum damage range, we can get a 3-shot kill if 2 out of those 3 shots hit the head. Or if we use the CHF barrel, now we just need 1 headshot mixed in with those body shots in order to reduce the number of shots to kill at all ranges. As for our rate of fire, this is 799 rounds per minute. It will also sometimes show 800 rounds per minute depending on the attachments you have. This is just a weird rounding thing that's going on with that. It's effectively just 800 rounds per minute. And our pre-fire delay, based on hand testing, is roughly 50 milliseconds. So it does seem to have a slightly longer pre-fire delay than the other LMGs do currently. And what this means for our time to kill potential, excluding that pre-fire delay, with a 4-shot kill, we're killing in 225 milliseconds, which is a very, very fast time to kill. However, realistically, you usually add that pre-fire delay to that value, so your realistic time to kill is more like 275 milliseconds, which still is pretty decent, especially considering the ranges we'll look at in just a little bit. But first I want to look at our 3-shot time to kill potential if we land those headshots. This is 150 milliseconds, again, excluding that pre-fire delay. And then finally, with rapid fire, we can increase our rate of fire up to 844 rounds per minute, which gives us a 4-shot time to kill potential now at 213 milliseconds. Now, let's dive into our ranges, and our 4-shot kill potential extends over 55 meters, which means this is going to account for almost every realistic gunfight you're going to find in this game, outside of the odd situation here or there. However, it is worth noting the range at which you can get a 3-shot kill with 2 headshots mixed in, without the CHF barrel, this is 26.7 meters, so anything beyond that, your headshots become less effective, but you're still killing in 4 shots to the body, out to that roughly 56 meter range. As for our bullet velocity, this is the best in the LMG category by default at 810 meters per second. And then taking a look at our barrel attachments, the gain twist barrel boosts our velocity by 30%, whereas the long barrel increases our range values by 35%, giving us a 75 meter 4-shot kill range, which is absolutely insane for this game. Or you could go with the reinforced barrel, which gives us a little bit of a mix of both range and velocity improvements. Then when it comes to rapid fire, this will be hurting our range and velocity values a little bit. We're looking at a roughly 8 to 9% reduction in these areas, which is really not that bad. This gun can afford to lose a little bit in those areas and still be fine. As for hardcore, this will be a 1-shot kill at all ranges, anywhere in the body, as long as you're not shooting through something, so not bad there, although it is an LMG, so it has slow handling and that pre-fire delay, which does hold it back for hardcore. Next, let's have a look at our Hipfire, and it is an LMG, so it doesn't have great Hipfire, but compared to the other LMGs in this game, it's not bad at all. It's definitely better than average, and with its reasonably fast fire rate as well, it is fairly forgiving for Hipfire in very close quarter situations. And now let's take a look at our recoil, and this gun does have a very high magnitude of vertical recoil. It climbs very quickly to the point where I only got 20 rounds on the target that I use for my recoil plot. So instead of showing you a 30-round recoil plot, I'm only going to be showing you 20-round recoil plots here. And in addition to that vertical recoil, there is also a bit of an S shape here. So there is some horizontal recoil that really starts to kick in after about 10 shots or so. And that is something you have to be aware of and account for when holding down the trigger. Now, of course, as expected, if you use the CHF barrel or rapid fire, both of these attachments will also be increasing our recoil. Next up, let's have a look at our handling stats, and our aim down sight time is quite slow at 450 milliseconds. This is slower than average even for an LMG, whereas our sprint to fire time is actually slightly better than average for LMGs, but only just slightly at 225 milliseconds. Then when it comes to both our slide to fire and dive to fire times, these are both standard for LMGs and quite slow. So you probably don't want to be sliding or diving into fights unless you're using one of the rear grips that helps in those areas. As for our reload add time, this is the second slowest reloading gun in the game, just a little bit better than the XMG at 6.42 seconds. So you really need to make sure you're planning out those reloads accordingly if you're using the default magazine. However, you could also use one of the fast mag attachments, which reduce our capacity but drastically improve our reload speeds. Or you could just go with a larger magazine and accept the fact that it's going to take you a little bit longer to reload, but you won't have to be reloading as often with the extended mag attachments. And then finally, for the base stats of this gun, let's have a look at our mobility stats. And across the board, this is a little bit on the slower side even for LMGs. It's just very slightly below average. Basically just know this gun is not built for mobility. It's more so built to be used properly like an LMG. And there we go. That covers all of the important stats for this gun. Now let's get into some excellent attachment combinations I've got for you guys. And the first one I wanted to share is just my balanced stealth build. This one's just designed to be a nice all-arounder. And with this, we're using the suppressor to stay off the radar, the Ranger foregrip to help us sprint around a little bit faster, while also practically eliminating that S shape to the recoil plot, which is really nice to deal with. We have the Fast Mag 1 attachment here, which gives us a 50 round magazine and a significantly faster reload time at 2.53 seconds. We have the ergonomic grip on here as well to help with our ADS speed, as well as our slide to fire and dive to fire speeds. And then finally, the infiltrator stock, so we can strafe at least a little bit in gunfights. It's not like you're going to be strafing really quickly, but that added mobility definitely helps, at least to some degree. Now with this one, while we did take care of that S-shaped recoil nicely, it still does have a high magnitude of recoil because we're doing nothing to take care of vertical recoil. So this is not really a setup that's designed to be picking people off at really long ranges or anything. It is designed to be a bit more mobile and flanky. So let's get into the second setup, and this is my Gunfighter setup with the PML, and this one's designed much more for accuracy. With this, we've got the Kepler Microflex optic, the compensator, the gain twist barrel, the vertical foregrip, the belt-fed magazine, the ergonomic grip, the infiltrator stock, and then finally recoil springs. With this one, as you can see, we have a significantly more accurate gun. It doesn't climb nearly as harshly. There's also basically no S-shaped recoil to that, so very easy to control this even at super long ranges. We have an excellent velocity value as well. We actually get a hit scan range beyond 50 meters with this. Our magazine capacity is also 500 rounds, and we don't have to reload ever with that belt-fed mag. And we once again see improvements to our ADS speed, our slide to fire speed, dive to fire speed, and our aim walking speed with this. So this is a really nice setup that's nice and versatile for an LMG at least. You can sit back and pick people off at range with a great time to kill potential, or you can also be fairly mobile with this as well. Obviously not as mobile as like an SMG or an assault rifle, but you can get around the map just fine with this one. And then finally, I've got one last build I wanted to share for you guys, and this is my rapid fire build. And with this, we're using the compensator and the Ranger foregrip to help with vertical and horizontal recoil control, and also a bit of sprint speed with that Ranger foregrip. We're once again using that combination of ergonomic grip and infiltrator stock. And then finally, we're topping it off with rapid fire this time to give us a slightly better time to kill potential. Yes, it hurts our range and bullet velocity just a little bit, but as I said earlier, it can afford to lose out in those areas. And while you do get more recoil, we've counteracted that recoil increase with the compensator and Ranger foregrip, and therefore we actually see a slight net improvement to our recoil when combining all of those attachments together. The one big downside with this one though is we are using the standard mag, meaning our reload time is very slow, so you just have to plan your reloads out accordingly. And there we go. That's going to wrap it up for today's gun guide on the PML 5.56 LMG. As for my thoughts on this gun, I think it's a good addition to the game. It fits in nicely with the other LMGs. It does feel unique. It doesn't feel like a copy and paste of one of the LMGs we've already got. It also has a solid amount of power attached to it, but with that high magnitude of recoil that you need to counteract. And I do think it just fits in nicely. It's balanced well. You can perform really well with it. I wouldn't necessarily call it overpowered or anything, but it is a solid gun in this game. Now, of course, those are just my thoughts and opinions, and this is where I want to hear from you guys in those comments down below. How are you feeling about the PML 5.56 in Black Ops 6 so far? If you enjoyed this video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.